Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, scrub the walls of the parking garage with a magic eraser? Okay, see ya in about 6 hours. You won't pay me for the last working hour? Fine by me. Dad got mad at me for turning off cellular data when he asked me to. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Scrub the walls of the parking garage with a magic eraser? Okay, see ya in about 6 hours. Okay, so this happened about 3 years ago. I was working for a cleaning company in governmental buildings, and FYI, this is a manager that I and plenty of other people had issues with. One day I went into work like normal, everything was fine. My manager needed me to do some extra floors to vacuum. Sure, no problem, told her that I didn't have that many floors to do and could do them after, just needed a list of the floors to vacuum. No argument from her, just a I'll have it for you after, and off to work I went. About 2 hours go by and I'm done my floors. I go to the office to get a list of the floors she needed me to do, and turns out she needed me to do them early morning, news to me, and ended up sending someone else, and I should have waited. Told her she never said it was time sensitive, otherwise I would have waited. She rolls her eyes and just repeats the same thing, and that I still should have waited, but whatever, what's done is done. And when I ask her if there was anything else that needed to be done, she tells me to grab a bucket, some gloves, and some magic erasers and scrub the walls of the parking garage. There's 5 levels, and I knew that it wasn't part of the contract to clean it, plus this was a method she used as a form of punishment for insubordination. She expected me to have it all done by the end of my shift. I grabbed my stuff and did as told, but was only able to clean 1 level. By the end of my shift I told her, along with my supervisor, that I was only able to do 1 level of the parking garage and that I would try and get more done tomorrow. Now my supervisor had no idea that's where I was, since she didn't tell him, and was needed elsewhere for something more important that ended up not being done at all, since no one could find me, couldn't get a radio and signal sucks there, so no texts or calls. He was livid. He asked everyone to leave, and then the very loud argument started. Why would you send her there? It's not even part of our contract. You were warned about pulling this crap on employees. She wasn't fired, 3 strikes and then you're out kind of thing, but with the 2 higher-ups, regional manager and regional supervisor, there with her the next day, was forced to apologize for what she made me do and wasting my time face to face. My only reply: thank you for your apology, but you didn't waste my time and money. It's the company's time and money that you wasted. Now, unless there's something else, I'll get to my floors, since I have a busy day of vacuuming. And just left. She hadn't given me trouble since. You won't pay me for the last working hour? Fine by me. This story takes place a few years back when I was 16 to 17 years old. Needing money, I applied at an agency that provides temporary external staff for different kind of stores. I was sent to work in a Kotan, that's something like an H&M. All went almost good for the first 2 or 3 days, except the fact that I had no break in my 6-8 shifts. I wasn't allowed to go for a smoke or anything else. My job was pretty simple. I had to stay in the warehouse, unboxing new arrivals, folding them, and making sure they have an alarm on. I did this without complaining for the most part. It's the last day and I was supposed to leave at, let's say, 6 p.m. I can't quite remember the time. I did my best and managed to finish a box 15 minutes before my shift's end. I happily get my stuff and prepare to leave when my manager comes with a look of superiority, asking, "It's not 6 o'clock yet, if you leave now I won't pay you for this last hour." Malicious compliance, I was getting angry. I have to tell you, a big box of new arrivals usually takes around half an hour only to fold, maybe another half an hour if you want to also put the alarm on them. So I picked up the big box I could find and scattered the clothes all over the floor and began to fold them. After 15 minutes I just stand up, ready to go, leaving a huge mess behind me. The manager comes back and starts telling me I needs to clean up. I just stay there, show him the clock on my telephone and smile. It's past 6, if you want me to clean up, you have to pay me for 1 more hour, or I won't do it. She was just standing there and telling me she will report me to the agency. I smiled, waved and told her to do whatever she wants, but I suggested to clean up first. P.S. The agency never called me again after paying me. Dad got mad at me for turning off cellular data when he asked me to. This happened about 5 years ago. When I, was 14, my dad, and I did not have a good relationship. We had gotten into an argument and he told me that I had to turn off my cellular data so I couldn't use anything on my phone. He made me do this instead of taking my phone away because he still wanted to have communication with me. I guess he didn't realize that you can't text without cellular data. I didn't tell him this because I didn't want the argument to continue. So the next day, when I was on the bus, I texted him that I was on my way home. I usually did this. To no surprise to me, the text didn't go through. When I got home, he was pissed at me because I didn't let him know that I was on my way home. I calmly showed him the text I sent him and said, "It didn't go through because you made me turn off cellular data." I tried really hard not to be smug about it. This was the first time I got to actually prove him wrong. He begrudgingly told me to turn it back on and I went to my room. Didn't realize it was malicious compliance at the time, but after finding this subreddit I just had to share LOL. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.